I'll give you a quick injury update. Jordan James was on the bike today, so we'll probably hold he and Simon. Haven't decided for sure, but probably going to hold both of those guys, which is, we've been playing without them and we've been doing fine. So next guys step up and do well. I mean, I'm excited about where our offensive line is anyway, so that's a good deal. Steven Manfro's not quite ready. Jerry Neuheisel hurt his thumb, had a little procedure on that, but he should be ready to hold on Saturday night. So other than that, I think we're in decent shape. Besides the fact that the guys that we've lost previously.
Mora, baby Mora.
He's good. He practiced full go yesterday, full go today. He's 100% ready to roll. I mean, I don't know if he's 100%, but he's 100% ready to roll. So.
Faithful, your backup? If
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I do know. I do know. Yeah, you just don't get to know. How about that?
All right, that's good.
So are you moving Devin Fuller back to quarterback?
No.
So it's Faithful or Shante then?
Or Mike, or Jake Hall.
Is Jake going on the trip?
Potentially, yeah. You'll see when you get there.
I think I heard in the weekly teleconference that Coach Rodriguez actually watched last year's film this week. How rare of occurrence is that?
It's absolutely typical. You do it every year.
During the week of the game.
Yeah, I mean, that's how you prepare for your opponent. You watch the last time you played him.
Yeah. I don't know. I just assume that you guys are always talking about kind of this year.
Well, you got to go back and see how a team defended you. If there's no staff changes, if he hadn't have watched it, it would have been he would watch it. You do that. That's what coaches do.
What did you learn from watching? What went well last year?
Well, you don't look at the score. You look at schemes, and how they're trying to attack you or how they're trying to defend you or what things they do that maybe give you problems. That's what you look at.
Was a game like last year almost fool's gold that you're looking at it and you were so effective and you're thinking they're going to compensate?
No, it's irrelevant, the score. You don't look at the score.
But how well you did against the scheme.
Yeah, I mean, you have to look at a game in continuity to decide how you did. We don't look at it like that. We look at technique. We look at maybe alterations in their scheme that they have done versus us that they don't do versus others. We never look at, oh, look, we're up by this score. You're looking at it from a practical matter, from a play-by-play schematic matter. You're never looking at the whole, ever.
You talked about the growth of the offensive line, getting those injuries, but those young kids that came up,
they've done well. They've gotten better every week, and I think they'll continue to get better, just the more playing time. When you're talented and you work hard, if you get repetitions, you typically get better, and that's what I see out of those guys. I think that the real positive is that we're building tremendous depth. Not that I like to talk too much about the future, but we're building tremendous depth at that position, which is a position that we need to have depth at, as we all know. The cupboard was pretty bare when we got here. I think Jake was here. X wasn't. And now we're Torian, but it's he hadn't played, so it's we're building a pretty good offensive line here. I think it's going to be fun to watch it in the future.
Bruce Feldman named Anthony Barr his #1 scariest player in college football. Does it help to have a guy like that on your defense that guys are looking at him before every play, they want to know where he is at all times?
Oh yeah, yeah. Is he scary because he's ugly or scary because he's a good player? No, it absolutely helps. You love having great players on your team and players that people respect and maybe Bruce Feldman's scared of him, but players aren't afraid of other players. If they were afraid of other players, they wouldn't be playing. You know what I mean? He's just a great player. I think everyone respects, and we're lucky to have him.
In your experience, is there anything to the revenge factor? Does that ever translate to the field?
I think it can give you a little bit added motivation early in a game, maybe in your preparation. But once the ball's kicked off, and you start playing, it's still about execution, doing your job, protecting the football. I really think it always comes down to that. I think a lot of that, as the game goes on, kind of dissipates and it just turns back into football.
It seems like the last few games Ellis has done particularly well. Has he kind of turned a corner, would you say, in his...
Well, he's had a good year. I mean, he's gotten better every week. You know, he was doing some good things early. It's interesting when you play that position, and he plays a little bit of nose, you know, but he plays defensive end. In our scheme, it's not a position where you're going to get a tremendous amount of statistics. You know, the things that you do well are kind of hidden. They don't show up on paper. Now, he got a sack last week, but he's just been good all year. And now he seems to even taking it to a different level, you know, kind of asserting himself a little bit more. And it's great to see. You know, it kind of clicks for everybody at a different time. We knew that Ellis had a lot of talent. He's had to fight through some knee injuries, you know, last year, and really, as you guys know, even through fall camp. So I'm just happy to see him playing the way he is. And even last week, I mean, I wasn't sure early in the week how effective he was going to be or how many snaps we're going to get out of him, but he's fighting through it. It's great. It's good to see.
He said he's still trying to shed some weight.
He said that?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to make sure he said that, not me.
When you look at him, is there sort of, you can project, you know, how much better he might be once that happens?
Well, I don't even know how much he weighs right now. Probably about 330. Is that what did you ask him what he weighed?
I think he said
315.
Yeah, 315.
But he said, I think he said he wants to get to like 290.
Let's put him on the scale at the Howard Stern show. You guys ever used to watch the Howard Stern show? Yeah. He wants to get to what?
I think he said he wants to get to 290.
That's an awesome goal. You know, if he could just drop a little bit. It's not necessarily always about weight. It's about body composition. You know, the structure of the weight. Is it fat or is it muscle? And you know, Ellis is Coach Alosi, you know, every other week puts those guys in the bod pod and kind of measures their body composition. And Ellis is always really in the range that he should be in for a man his size. I think he's just big boned. You know? All right.